Welcome back to OMBI Anganwadi. In our previous video, we learnt about the concept of subquery and that the inner query executes first and the outer query is dependent on the result set of the inner query. So here is a quick recap of the same concept. Suppose you want to know all those employees whose salary is lesser than the overall average. So now I have added another column into the employees table called salaries. Let's query the table first. So there is a column called salary. So what do we want to know here? It is the average salary. So this is our average value. Now to get all those employees whose salary is lesser than this average, we would write a query saying select star from employees where salary is lesser than this value. So this becomes our inner query, and when we run, we get all those employees whose salary is lesser than the average which we saw. Now, assume that you don't want the overall average, but you want to get those employees whose salaries are greater than the average of their own department only. Can the overall average value work here? No, because we need the average on every department level. So now suppose if we have to write a separate query just to know the department level average, how do we write it? We need this average to take place based on the department ID grouping. We would use the department ID also in the select and say group by department. Group by department ID. So this gave us the average value across each department. But our requirement here is to know who gets more than the average in every department. So in department 1, if 65,000 is the average, we are interested in knowing who gets more than 65,000. So unlike the previous scenario where the inner query just executed once and passed on the value to the outer query, here we cannot get the department wise average through a single run of the inner query. Instead, the average needs to be calculated at every department level multiple times, and the result set needs to be passed on to the outer query. Now let's understand how we can write the query for this. We need to first query the employees table and say select star from employees where salary greater than. Now what do we want here is the average salary from employees where, let's pass an alias name for this saying outer one being T1 and the inner one being T2, and say where T1 dot department ID equal to T2 dot department ID. What does this condition do? This condition equates every department between the outer query and the inner query and gets the department level average. Let's take a look how the result set will differ. Yes, so we have a total of 4 employees, and in each department we can see who is getting greater than the average. So for department 1, the average was 65,000 like we saw, and here Sarah is getting 90,000 which is greater than the average value. And the other departments also work in the same way. In department 2 we see 2 employees who is getting more than the average. This concept is called the correlated subquery. Why it is called a correlated subquery is because the inner query cannot run independently without the outer query. So both the inner and the outer query are interdependent. Also, the inner query does not run only once. it runs for every row of the outer table to fetch the average and return the value. Now, suppose the first entry here in the employees table is Rahul and the department ID is 2. So, first the outer query runs and passes this department ID to the inner query, which is this value, that is T2.departmentID. This calculates the average for the department ID 2 and checks whether the salary value is greater than the calculated average. Here the answer is no, so this entry is eliminated. Next it goes to Priya, John and so on. Here Sarah is department ID 1, so this value is passed on to the inner query. It runs, and since the salary is greater than the average which was calculated, this entry is passed on to the final result set. This explains the interdependency between the outer and the inner queries. Now let's move ahead with another example. Suppose you want to show only those departments that have employees in them. There are multiple ways to write this query. Let's understand each method one by one. The first method is by using a subquery where we can say select star from departments where department ID in select department ID from employees. Why we do this is because if a department has employees in it, the department ID would be part of the employees table. We see 4 departments over here, but when we run this employees table, we see only 3. The 4th one is missing because the department ID 4 does not have any employees in it yet. This query works and tells us which are the departments which have employees in them. So 1, 2 and 3 are part of the final result set. Now let's take a look at the second method where we use something called as an exists clause. So the query would go like select star from departments where exists select department ID from employees. Let's give an alias name D and E and say where E dot department ID equal to D dot department ID. This too returned the same result set. So whenever there is an exist clause, SQL Server just checks is there at least one employee existing in that particular department. If yes, it returns the department, and if no, it is ignored. It does not extract the full list of department IDs which are in the employees table. Instead, it just checks for a true or false condition and returns the output. So here is a quick summary on the difference between a subquery and a correlated subquery. A subquery runs only once and can execute independently. But a correlated subquery runs once for every row of the outer query and cannot execute independently. There is an interdependency between the outer and the inner query. In our next videos, we will continue building on our SQL skills and learn further. So do like the video, stay tuned and subscribe to OMBI Anganwadi.